A prisoner in a Nazi death camp decided he was still free. In the next 11 minutes, I'm going to show you how he did it. The 3 moves that kept him alive, and a version you can run tonight when your own weight feels too heavy to hold. Because they had taken everything from this man. Not his wife, not his mother, not his father, not even his own name. They had sewn a number onto his coat instead. 119104. The guards owned his food, his sleep, his body, whether he lived to see the morning. And standing in the middle of all that, starving, freezing, he made a choice that should have been impossible. He chose how he was going to feel about it. His name was Viktor Frankl. He was a doctor before the war, took everything. He walked into those camps at 37 years old with a manuscript hidden in his coat, the only copy of his life's work. They took that too. And somehow, the man who lost all of it walked out with the one idea that no guard, no camp, no army on earth could ever reach. So pick it now. The thing pressing on you tonight. The job. The breakup. The diagnosis. The room you were sitting in alone. The weight you cannot seem to put down. Hold it in your mind while you watch the rest of this. Because what this man learned, he learned in the worst place a human being has ever stood. If it held there, it will hold for you. Here is what you need to know about Viktor Frankl before the camps. He was a brilliant young psychiatrist in Vienna. He had a way out. In 1941, he was handed a visa to America. A ticket, safe passage out of a country that was about to swallow people like him whole. Every reason in the world said take it and run. He let it expire. He stayed. He could not leave his aging parents behind to face it alone. So he tore up his own escape and stayed in the city that was coming for him. Sit with that. He chose the harder thing, on purpose for someone he loved. A year later, the soldiers came. They took Viktor and his wife and his parents to a ghetto first, then onto the trains. His father died of starvation in the first camp. His mother was sent straight to the gas chamber the day they reached Auschwitz. His wife was moved to another camp and never came home. In a matter of months, every person he had stayed behind to protect was gone, and he was still alive, doing slave labor in the snow, waiting for his turn. This is the part that should stop you cold. In that place, Viktor Frankl noticed something about who survived. It was not the strongest men. It was not the biggest or the youngest or the toughest. The ones who lasted were the ones who still had a reason. A person waiting for them. A book left unfinished. Something out ahead of them they had not done yet. The men who lost that, who decided there was nothing left to live for, those men were usually dead within days. Stay with me, because in about 3 minutes, I'm going to hand you the exact thing those survivors had. Years later, free, he sat down and wrote the whole thing in 9 days. 9 days. He poured the camps and everything they taught him onto the page. The book is called Man's Search for Meaning. It has now sold more than 10 million copies, and it has carried people through their worst nights for generations. Now let me say the thing you're probably feeling at this hour. You're thinking your problem is not that bad, not compared to a death camp, and you are right that they are different. But here is what nobody tells you. Suffering is not a competition. Frankl said, pain fills the whole space it is given, the way gas fills a room, whether the room is large or small. Your pain fills your room completely. That does not make you weak. It makes you human. So stop apologizing for hurting. Let us do something with it instead. Here is the part that surprised even me. Frankl did not say the goal of life is to be happy. He said chasing happiness is exactly why so many people cannot find it. Happiness cannot be hunted. It can only follow you home after you have given yourself to something that matters. We have been taught to ask, what will make me feel good? He flipped the whole question. Ask instead, what is life asking of me right now? That one turn is everything. I know it is late. I know you have lain awake telling yourself that the weight will still be there in the morning, and it always is. That feeling is not proof your life is meaningless. It is proof you have been waiting for the meaning to arrive on its own. It does not arrive. You build it. Frankl built it in the one place on Earth where it should have been impossible. So can you in this one? He had a line I want you to write down. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Read it again. A why to live lets you bear almost anyhow. The how is the pain, the grind, the heavy thing. The why is the reason you carry it. Tonight, we're going to find your why and put it back in your hands. I'm going to call it the last freedom. There are 3 moves. Move 1. Name the why. Frankl found that the survivors all had one. Something out ahead of them. So you're going to name yours out loud in plain words. Not a vague wish. A specific person or task that is waiting for you on the other side of this hard stretch. Who needs you to get through this? What is unfinished that only you can finish? Most people never name it. They just feel the weight and assume the weight is the whole truth. It is not. The weight is real, but so is the reason. When Frankl was at his lowest, hands frozen, certain he would die, he did not picture freedom. He pictured himself standing at a podium after the war, teaching the psychology of the camps to a warm room full of students. He put a why out in front of himself, and he walked toward it. That picture kept him alive. So tonight, finish this sentence. I need to get through this because whatever comes after that word, that is your why. A child, a person who is not done needing you. Work the world has not seen yet. Even just the version of you that refuses to be erased. Name it. Write this on your wall. When you have a why, you can carry almost anyhow. Name the why. Move 2. Choose the response. Here is the idea that no camp could take from him. Frankl wrote that everything can be taken from a person but one thing. The last of the human freedoms. To choose your own attitude in any situation. To choose your own way. The guards could control everything that happened to him. They could not control the man he decided to be while it happened. This is the move that surprised me most. There is a tiny gap between what happens to you and how you answer it. The world thinks that gap does not exist. Something bad happens, and the reaction just follows automatic. Frankl found the gap. In that small space lives the only freedom no one can ever take. You do not get to choose the breakup, the diagnosis, the layoff. You always get to choose who you become in the face of it. Bitter or steady, crushed or quietly unbroken. And before you tell yourself that it's easy for him to say, remember where he said it. He said it in the snow, in the worst place humans ever built, watching the people around him give up and die. If he found that gap there, it is in your room too. You're sitting in it right now. Write this one down. They can take everything but the last inch of you. That last inch is yours. Choose the response. Move 3. And this is the one nobody expects. You would think a man in a death camp would say, focus on yourself. Survive. Look inward. He said the opposite. Frankl said the people who made it were the ones who aimed past themselves. They lived for something outside their own skin. A person, a cause, a piece of work. He called it self-transcendence, which is a big word for a simple thing. Stop staring at your own pain. Turn and point your life at something beyond it. Here's the strange part. The more you chase your own happiness, the more it runs from you. But the moment you give yourself to something larger, a person who needs you, a task only you can do, the meaning comes in through the side door while you're not looking. Frankl watched men share their last piece of bread in the camps. They had nothing, and they gave it away, and in the giving they were more free than the guards who had everything. So move past yourself tonight. Who can you help while you are hurting? What can you build that is bigger than your own comfort? The fastest way out of your own dark room is to go carry a light into someone else's. Write this last one down. Meaning is never found by chasing it, only by aiming past yourself. That is the third move. Aim past yourself. So that is the whole thing. Move 1, name the why. Move 2, choose the response. Move 3, aim past yourself. When you have a why, you can carry almost anyhow. That is the last freedom. Here is what I want you to do tonight in the next 10 minutes before you close this app. Take the weight you picked at the start. Write 3 lines on a piece of paper. Line 1. I need to get through this because, and then the why. The real one. Line 2. The one thing about this, I still get to choose my attitude, my next move, the man or woman I will be while it happens. Line 3. One person I can help this week, even while I am hurting. Then put that paper where you will see it when you wake up. That is it. 3 lines. Not a cure. A handhold. Something to grab when the weight comes back, because it will. And here is the deeper version, if this one reached you. Block 1 quiet hour this weekend. Phone in another room. 1 notebook. In the first part, write the whole weight out, all of it, hold nothing back. Then turn the page and answer Frankl's 3 questions. What is my why? What can I still choose here? Who can I serve while I carry this? By the end, you will not have made the hard thing smaller. You will have made yourself bigger than it. That is the only fight worth having. If this video found you tonight, leave the channel a quiet subscribe. We're growing on word of mouth, 1 person at a time, mostly people awake at hours like this. Tomorrow, I want to tell you about the man who said the thing you cannot stand in other people is a letter addressed to you. He spent 16 years filling 1 secret red book, mapping the part of yourself you refuse to look at. His name is Carl Jung, and the framework is called the shadow. But that is tomorrow. Tonight, 3 lines on 1 piece of paper. Name the why. Choose the response. Aim past yourself. When you have a why, you can carry almost anyhow. Sharper thinking.